Okay, so I'm gonna tell you this because as I'm sitting here in front, I am remembering this house. How when this blue house right here, when I first moved here, um, there used to be a lady who used to sit right there with a bunch of kids. She used to take care of kids without having a license. And when I bought this home, here, and when I bought this home here, I guess we're gonna turn this into a story. Since I'm sitting here thinking about that, when I bought this home, I went to ask her because I was a social worker and I wanted to leave my social work job to open a daycare. And I went to ask her, I was like, oh, do you think it's a good idea that I open a daycare? Do you have a license? And that. She told me, no, this does not leave any money. It's not good. You shouldn't open a daycare. And she didn't give me any information. She was very with an attitude and stuff. And I had to go around and ask other people, how do I open a daycare and all those things. And since there's a school across the street, I thought, open a daycare would be good. And I could leave my job as a social worker and I could pay attention to my then young kids who were 2 and 4. And I didn't get any answers for anyone. I had to Google everything, how to open a daycare. I used to go to the office, Department of Health, and ask them questions, where do I get the application, and get all the information from them because no one gave me any information at all. After I opened a daycare, that lady saw the sign. Maybe I find a sign from back then so that you guys can see what the house looked like at that time. It wasn't as nice as it is now. That lady made my life impossible. She lived there. The lady lived there with 2 daughters that were my age, I guess. One of them worked at the school. She put every single person, every single teacher against me at that school. Any parents that they saw that I used to pick up their kids from school, they used to tell them that it wasn't a good idea to have their kids with me, that they should take their kids out. I'm telling you, it was crazy. They put the whole school pretty much against me. I didn't get any kids from there. The parents used to be taking their kids out until one day a parent told me, oh, do you know that at the school they told me this and that? I didn't know she worked there, one of the lady's daughter. But then I found out that she worked in an after school program or something at the school. And she was putting everybody against me. So, I went to speak to the principal and I explained to them what was going on. And it kind of stopped a little, but, I'm just sitting here thinking about that. She used to come here. The daughters used to come here because as soon as I opened the daycare, I did not know that she didn't have a license. I saw her with a bunch of kids in front. I thought she had a license, but she didn't. From my understanding, she had Section 8. And so they didn't up her rent. She used to take care of kids under the books or something, but I didn't know any of that. So when I got my license and I opened the daycare here, it was like I became their enemy number 1. These 2 ladies used to come in front of my house, yelling, screaming, I'm gonna beat you up, all these all these crazy things. They were my enemy number 1. They gave me so much trouble that is incredible. Some of the parents that they were taking care of their kids took out their kids from her and used to bring them here. Oh my God, it was a lot. They gave me a lot of problems. And looking at the house now, I'm sitting here and I'm looking and I'm like, after they moved, nobody has moved there. I think the lady, she died of cancer. And then the 2 daughters, they used to live there, but then they moved. And since they moved, nobody has ever lived there anymore. And look at the condition of the house. I think it's so much terrible energy in the house from everything that they've done to me and God knows to whomever, that the house, I showed you guys, the house looks really, really terrible. The house looks so terrible. Look at that. You guys see that? That's garbage and stuff. The house is empty. There's a thing there. I don't know what that means on the window. But as I sit here, I'm reflecting on that. I'm like, wow. And I only have 13 years living here. And I opened the daycare in 2012. So it's been a long time, but they spend, out of the 13 years I had here, they probably spent 7 years making my life miserable. It was problems with the parents, with the kids, with the school, with everything. But look at it now. This is why you don't do harm people. You don't, all that negative thinking, all that negative things, all those problem situations. Look at that. It ends up like this. That's how it ends up. You shouldn't be messing with people. You shouldn't be doing things to people, because things don't end up well. And I hope you like my story. This is my story. My story for the day. as I sit here and reflect. It's cold in New York. It's raining today. Today is Saturday. And I sat here because I want to be outdoors and the weather doesn't really let me. And I was just sitting here reflecting on that story. So I hope you like my story. It's a true story. I'm sure I'm gonna have a lot of more stories for you guys, but you know, I opened my daycare. That neighbor made my life very difficult. But you know, now the house is empty and going through some things, and you can literally see the negativity and the darkness in the house. I hope you like my story. Like and subscribe, and I will be telling more stories of my life, real stories of things that happened to me, and hopefully they can help you. Just know that, you know, I never wished those people bad. I never went against them. I never fought them. I used to just look at them and be like, okay. You know, I remember when she used to come here and yell and scream, I would just stand at the door looking at them like, okay. You know, and it is what it is. Don't wish anyone harm. Just keep going, moving forward. And if you take anything from it, is look at that house that gave me so much problems, and look at this house now, how beautiful I made it, and how peaceful it is, and how nice it is. You know, in life you shouldn't harm anyone. You shouldn't do anything to anyone. But if you're going through things and people are going against you and you don't know why, just keep moving forward. Ignore it. You know, don't give in to the negativity. Don't give in to the things that are happening around you, because you're going to have a lot of people going against you, especially if you're a good person. And I hope you like my true story. Like and subscribe and tell me what you think. Why do you think after so many years, after those people left, I think they occupied the whole house. I think it's a 3-story, I think it's 3 apartments. I think the mom and the 2 sisters, they live each one on one. I don't know. I really don't know, because I don't know, but I know they all lived there. After they moved and the lady died, that has been just like that, dark, empty home. So yeah, I hope you like it. Let me know why. What is your take on why the house looks like that? My take is so much negativity for years that the house couldn't take any more negativity, and that's why it's empty and dirty and with so much darkness. And with a lot of stories, you know, because for me it's just a story, one more story in my life, because I'm doing well. I hope this helps you. This is what the house used to look before, and this is how I made it now.